Really, I am very much thankful to organizers of this conference on old and new endangered labor practices and human rights. I am more thankful, particularly more thankful to Dr. Farjana and Professor Naren Prasad, who always encourage me to associate with this juncture. And really, I am very much happy to ask you. I have learned a lot through this juncture, no doubt. I am once again thankful to both of you. So my today talk is on multidimensional aspects of Indian diaspora migration. As we know, the origin of the Indian diaspora has always been the regional social structures of the immigrants and migrants. The very early instance of Indian migration and its diaspora starts around the 1st century AD. The first migration from India took place with a group of migrators known as gypsies, immigrated from India towards the northwest and eventually settled in Eastern Europe. The Indian diaspora always feel a part of the shared culture heritage of Indians, which lays the foundation for the Indian diaspora. Globalization of the Indian diaspora had already started during the immigration period of the plantation colonies. The importance of migration and culture to migration research and policy making reflected in the work of the United Nations Universities Migration Network. Culture is a key consideration in discussion around regional integration and regional connections in the interpretation of economic and environmental factors, and must be central to the development of migration governance. Culture is also an important factor in terms of health and other social policy areas affecting migrants. The Indian diaspora of the 21st century is the result of the emergence of the old and new diaspora. Indians in the diaspora have fought hard to preserve their identity with skill and creativity while adjusting to their host communities and local conditions. The emergence of the Indian diaspora gives evidence of various dimensions in the maintenance of Indians' language, religious values, and cultural values. It is because of these efforts of conservation and adaptation that the Indian diaspora is emerging as an important force representing India in the current global cultural diversity. The migration of people from the Indian subcontinent to different countries took place in different periods of history for different regions. The reasons why people migrate are many and are often complex and interrelated. The reasons why people migrate, these are commonly understood as push and pull factors. The push factors may include unemployment and underemployment, low wages, or lack of secure livelihoods, or high levels of vulnerability, environmental degradation, or the risk of environmental disaster, such as severe floodings or droughts, the high cost of consumer goods, and the threat or actual presence of violence or other forms of political or social insecurity. Meanwhile, pull factors may include the demand for workers, more opportunity and choices of employment, and higher wages in destination countries. So relatively higher levels of political or social security and other circumstances general for a comparatively improved quality of life. In a positive way, the country of origin and the country of destination benefits from migration, as do the migrants themselves, but unfortunately never without risk and cost. In common, all the important factors which motivate people to move can be classified as economic factors, demographic factors, social cultural factors, political factors, and miscellaneous factors. There has been a continuous global migration of various groups from India in the search of religious cultural propagation, commercial entrepreneurship, and opportunities. Two states of mind are often used to understand the history of the Indian diaspora, the old and the new. Old refers to the large-scale migration of workers and their descendants under the indentured system of the 19th century. The word Girmit has a specific place in the plantation life experience in the context of the old diaspora of India. And another side, the contemporary globalization, that is compression of time and space, and the revolution in communication and technology have accelerated the network and flow of people, capital, knowledge, and media, which are now no more limited by the nation's boundaries, have led to the emergence of globalizing and transnational networks. Thus, India has been experiencing large-scale migration to foreign countries since centuries and in the current globalized era. The International Labour Organization in 1989 has classified international migration for employment into two major categories, including settlement migration and contract migration. The report International Migration 2020 highlights by the United Nations has said the Indian diaspora, one of the most vibrant and dynamic, is the largest in the world. It is also considered as a catalyst for economic development in India and host country. The Indian diaspora that is spread over more than 134 countries in the world. The largest expert community in the world, nearly 18 million Indians are living outside their homeland. Indians migrants in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries also generated remittances worth 40 billion in 2018. India has also retained its position as the largest recipient of remittances, money transfer from non-resident Indians and people of Indian origin employed outside the country to family, friends, or relatives living in India. So diaspora can also promote trade and foreign direct investment, create businesses and support entrepreneurship, and transfer new knowledge and skills. The country had received $83.3 billion in remittances in 2019. In contrast, China, which ranks second, received $59.5 billion in remittances in 2020. So during the Corona crisis, when India was battling a once-in-a-century crisis in the form of the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic, two aid groups in the US led by people of Indian origin raised more than $25 million towards assisting the country's strained healthcare system. In the UK, 3 Hindu temples raised more than 6 lakh pounds. Sikh similarly donated $700 to $2,000 to each of dozens of people in need of oxygen cylinders back home. So for decades now, India's large and vibrant diaspora has been leveraging its wealth, political clout, and expertise to see the country economic growth while seamlessly integrating with the countries of their adoption. So the United Nations University Migration Network considers questions of migration and development. It also produces research that is relevant to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Development as examined by the network is a complex and multifaceted concept involving cultural, political, and social elements. It addressing these focus areas consider how migration enrich societies and how vulnerability force mobility affecting culture, political, economic, and social development. So in contemporary times, enhancing India's soft power policy, Indian diaspora is one of the richest minorities in many developed countries. Also, many people of Indian origin hold top political positions in many countries, which enhance Indian political clout at multilateral institutions like the United Nations. In whichever part of the world Indians went, they not only retained their Indianness, but also integrated the lifestyle of that nations. Prime Minister of India had said in 2018 at the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, the government-run convention for expatriate outreach. He called the diaspora true and permanent ambassadors of the country. Apart from promoting and upholding the rich Indian culture and interests on foreign lands, the diaspora has also emerged as a soft power asset in New Delhi scheme of things. Yoga has contributed proactively towards bolstering India's image as a spiritual superpower. Even since the United Nations announced June 21st as the International Day of Yoga, mass yoga practices and awareness camps have become prevalent across the globe. global capitals with the Indian missions, proactively promoting the ancient science that integrates physical and spiritual disciplines. Indian yoga instructors and practitioners abroad have played a key role over decades in popularizing the ancient practice abroad. The story of Kamala Harris ascending to the vice presidency also emerged simultaneously with the rise in her popularity among the large Indian diaspora in the US, which proudly embrace her Tamil roots. Similarly, the ancestors of Mauritian Prime Minister Parvind Jagannath, son of former PM Anirudh Jagannath, had migrated to the island nation from the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, while the South American country of Suriname has Indian origin Chandra Prasad Santokhi as its president. Silicon Valley, the home of several big innovative US tech companies, now hosts the highest concentration of Indian Americans, from Google Sundar Pichai to Microsoft Satya Nadella and Adobe Shantanu Narayan. Indian Americans have risen up to occupy the high positions at global tech companies and continue to take giant strides in the banking, finance, and other sectors too. Even Professor Narain Prasad, ILO, and Dr. Farjana Ji, IPO New Zealand, etc., also have a successful story of an old Indian diaspora. So one of the richest minorities in many developed countries, the Indian diaspora has on several occasions helped in lobbying for favorable terms regarding New Delhi interests and exercising greater control over policy making. The presence of over 8 million expats across the several Gulf states has also helped India in buttressing its global image and New Delhi growing strategic interests in West Asia. Indian nationals also make up the Gulf states' largest expatriate community, putting the diaspora at the center of immigration and labor policy making. The increase in the popularity of Indian films among the Indian diaspora community has also contributed to rekindling Indianness among this demographic. So these cultural exports, many of which are increasingly portraying the diasporic Indian life, serve as a medium to explore a common bond among the strangers in another country. So as India enters her 75th years of independence, the Indian diaspora role as a catalyst for economic and social development, both in the host country and the country of birth, remains noteworthy. The largest transnational population is not just keeping the Indian values within it alive, but also constituting the cog in the wheels of India's progress from all the corners of the world. So in conclusion, I would like to say migration is a complex phenomenon that touches on a multiplicity of economic, social, and security aspects affecting our daily lives in an increasingly interconnected world. Migration is a term that encompasses a wide variety of movements and situations involving people of all walks of life and backgrounds. More than ever before, migration touches all states and people in the era of deepening globalization. Migration is intertwined with the geopolitics, trade and cultural exchange, and provides opportunities for states, business, and communities to benefit enormously. Migration has helped improve people's lives in both origin and destination countries and has offered opportunities for millions of people worldwide to forge safe and meaningful life abroad. The diaspora can step up and act as Indian ambassadors as it is insufficient and effective for a country or its missions abroad to rely only on press release to change public opinion. The diaspora can provide the requisite strategy impulse which make it all the more important to unlock their potential. The present government is rightly in their focus on the diaspora as they are a strategic asset to India. Thank you.